Well, it is a true battle that's underway between, well, certain MPs and the government over who gets to hold the remote control. It'll all come down to votes on amendments to the government's motion a week tomorrow. Some of those amendments designed to stop no deal. Earlier, I spoke to one of the influential backbench MPs involved in all of this, the Labour MP Hilary Benn, and I asked him what his priorities are.
First of all, to rule out a no-deal Brexit. I am one of the sponsors of Yvette Cooper's bill that would enable Parliament, if the Prime Minister hasn't got a deal through by the 26th of February, to instruct, if that's what the House votes, the Prime Minister to go and seek an extension to Article 50 so that we do not fall out of the EU without a deal at the end of March. That's the first priority. I think the second priority, and it was the subject of my question to the Prime Minister just now, she keeps saying, OK, what will command the support of the House of Commons? Well, let's test it. The Brexit Select Committee, which I chair, has recommended that a series of indicative votes are held on the alternative options that now are available before the House. Instead of the Prime Minister ruling things out and while saying, well, what will you support? Let's put those to the vote so we can see.
You can get into some complicated constitutional issues. You want to stop no deal. You could pass a motion, not a law, but a motion saying the government must, seek to extend Article 50. Is the government obliged to obey that motion?
In law, no, but in political terms, are we actually standing here and saying if the House of Commons votes to tell the government to do something, the government will say, forget that, get lost, because then what is Parliament for? What does our democracy mean? Secondly, we do have in Yvette Cooper's bill the means to create a law to instruct the Prime Minister to respect the will of the House if it votes to extend Article 50 to prevent a no-deal Brexit, because the bill requires the Prime Minister to go away and do that. In other words, it would give her an instruction in law. So I suspect we're going to see amendments that are doing both of those things, right. An expression of political view, but also the possibility of a bill that would tell her to do it.
There were some ideas running around Parliament. You want to stop no deal? You could pass a motion, not a law, but a motion saying the government must, seek to extend Article 50. Is the government obliged to obey that motion?
In law, no, but in political terms, are we actually standing here and saying if the House of Commons votes to tell the government to do something, the government will say, forget that, get lost, because then what is Parliament for? What does our democracy mean?